Welcome back to this special episode of Big Apple Breakdown here on Friday morning. Henry, how are you doing?
Doing good. Flew into town the other day. Excited to do this podcast together. We haven't done it together in a while, so
Yes, this in-person podcast. So bear with us with the technology. Hopefully we sound good, but we each have a mic here. Friday's here. Week 3 is upon us. Playoff baseball is almost here. And hopefully one of these New York football teams could find a way to get a win. Should we just start calling them New Jersey football teams?
honestly, they are New Jersey. Yeah, just I honestly have some weird optimism that this is the week that both teams get a win.
Well, I kind of look back at last year, and I remember last year, it's just funny how things play out. So last year we lost 0-2 to the Vikings in Washington. I'm like, how the hell did we lose to them?
Mhm.
Then we played at Cleveland, which, if you remember, people thought the Browns were going to be good. People thought there no chance the Giants were going to win that game, and they surprised some folks and won that game. One of these teams need to find a way to get a win because it's bad. They're both 0-2. They've both had moral wins by some folks, but get a win,
Yeah, there
figure
are
it
no
out,
moral victories.
and move on a 1-2 record.
Yeah, I guess we should just dive in right here with the Giants game. I feel like this is shaping itself up to be like a perfect get right game for
For
the
the Chiefs.
Chiefs. Like,
Yes, of course. So the Chiefs are headed to MetLife Stadium for the New York Giants home opener at Sunday Night Football. Spotlight's going to be on the Giants. Everybody's going to be watching. So it's an opportunity to potentially show what you did last week again and get the win, or have a week 1 performance. And so we sit here once again, despite leading the league in passing yards, I think a shitty performance, and they're 0-3, they could move on to Jackson Dart, because what's the point of keeping with Russell Wilson if you're 0-3?
no, yeah, I agree. But after Russell Wilson did last week, I feel like
Yeah,
he has a longer leash for the next I don't know, I want to say maybe 3 weeks.
yeah,
Like,
that's fair. I mean, he probably does deserve it, but I just think it's a week-to-week thing because
mhm,
I don't think necessarily the Giants have this year is like the panic meter for me on the Giants isn't like a 10 like it would have been
yeah,
in past years, but for Brian Dable and Joe Shane, it's probably a 9 or 8. And those guys need to find a way to do something to keep their jobs, and that could be putting Jackson Dart in. But I just want to name the statistic. The Giants have the number 1 passing yards quarterback in the NFL, number 1 leading receiver in the NFL, the 6th ranked receiver in the NFL, and they're somehow 0-2 still. It's just unbelievable.
they're becoming the Bengals.
Yeah, I guess they're a fun team that's 0-2, and now they're gonna get sacks. They're gonna have crazy pass rush. You're gonna watch the Giants be like, holy crap, this team's talented, but they don't win games still.
Yeah, they just can't put it together.
No.
So,
But I guess moving on to this game, the Chiefs, of course, are surprisingly 0-2. They're the most popular team in the NFL. They have Patrick Mahomes, and I don't know if this might be a down year for them. Of course, Patrick Mahomes has lived in the AFC Championship. For those of you that don't know, he has made 7 AFC Championships, with 5 of those being making a run to Super Bowl, 3 of those winning it all in his 7 years of career. All this guy knows is winning, and he's now in an uncomfortable spot where he's losing for the first time in his career, really.
yeah, that is an interesting point because ever since he stepped in the league,
Mhm.
he's just won. But it's only 0-2.
Of course, yeah.
He's not really back against the wall. I mean, we've seen him in some of his biggest games of his career go down,
Yeah.
Super Bowls go down, and he's pretty resilient. He comes back and he wins those games. I I think this is just like a shift for the Chiefs
Totally. It's a shift in
because
era. Like Brady had his different
yes,
eras.
and because Kelsey really he's still there,
Yeah,
but
but
he's not.
he's not there. And
So
they really don't have great receivers. I mean, this
mhm,
is I can't believe I'm saying this for the Giants defense. I actually think this is gonna be their easiest matchup of the year. Washington, of course, is Jaden Daniels, who the Giants struggle with mobile quarterbacks. They have Terry McLaurin, a true number 1. Dallas, of course, great offense. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens. You look at the receivers here. Xavier Worthy's back, but there's still no Rashid Rice. Hollywood Brown doesn't scare me. Juju Smith-Schuster doesn't scare me. And Travis Kelce doesn't scare me at this point. And I don't know if Patrick Mahomes is going to just run around all game and try to beat the Giants, but I think the Giants defense should hold them to not too many points.
yeah, and I mean if that secondary can just hold up
Mm-hmm.
a little bit, that pass rush can get at Mahomes. Even Mahomes, like I feel like this year, as opposed to last year, like he's looked more Mahomes like this year
Mhm.
because last year they were winning these games, but I feel like he wasn't doing the heroic things that he had been doing in the past. But it seems like he's almost back to having to
Yes.
be the hero and having to put everything on his shoulders, which I mean is not a winning formula for that team or for any team. Like you can't. It's hard to sustain when everything is falling on your quarterback.
Of course, yes, he's kind of the entire offense. That offensive line still hasn't been great, even though despite they've put some money into it now, they're kind of struggling to find that great offensive line. Um, and for the Giants, I look for this game with Shane Bowen to show something different. Pretty much his whole strategy is bend and don't break. I think it's a really bad usage of this team because when you play so prevent, the quarterback can get the ball quickly and do these dump offs, and you're not letting your pass rush get there. So I look for the Giants to change up their defensive scheme. Shane Bowen's definitely under the pressure radar because I think you look on social media, look up Shane Bowen on Twitter, nothing positive saying about the guy.
Yeah.
So I look for a much better game plan against the Chiefs, and hopefully they can find a way to really show how special that defensive line can be.
Yeah, is it crazy to say that I think the Giants' offense is more explosive right now than the Chiefs?
For the deep plays, I agree, but we'll go back to it all. So yeah, we'll talk about the offense now. The Chiefs' defense is still really good,
Yeah.
and of course the explosive plays are there, but the Giants kind of like the red zone offense is bad. I like the long ball. I kind of agree with you because they could go to Malik Neighbors. Wando
Mhm.
Robinson unlocked a new side of him that we've never seen before, and even Darius Slayton, who that's kind of what his main thing is, catching deep balls. You'll see it, but I don't think they'll be there as much because I think everyone's gonna game plan for that. But you're gonna have to put two in Malik Neighbors, so I think the opportunities will be there for Wando Robinson, who's really a guy I think that he's in his fourth year. He's going to try to earn that next contract. And I think he might be taking the next step. So that's something I'm excited for, but I'm intrigued because they haven't been able to run the ball.
Mm.
I think Cam Scadaboo's kind of taken over as the lead back. They are going to get some help, though. I should have opened with this. It seems like Andrew Thomas, their star left tackle, will be back, which is huge, huge, huge. So everything should be better. Everything should get even better on the offensive line, and the run game should get better. They need to run the ball. They haven't been able to run the ball against the Chiefs. You got to run the ball so that it opens up more stuff throughout the offense in general. Even
Mhm.
because the way they were moving the ball last week, I just don't think sustainable. They were just throwing bombs after bombs.
Yeah, and you need to have the run game so then you can open up the
Of
rest of the
course.
playbook and so that you can hold on to the ball against a team like the Chiefs
hmm
and not let Patrick Mahomes go out there and run up and down the field on you.
Yes, and I'm not saying those deep plays aren't going to be there, but
Yeah.
the way they were against the Cowboys, I would be shocked if it's
Yes, of course.
deep ball to Malik Neighbors, deep ball to Wanda Robinson again. But I mean, really, it's been a kind of a struggle, the short game. Really, like the only short game they've had is like a few Malik, like they've had some nice Russell Wilson, Malik Neighbors had some nice connection plays. But
Mhm.
I look for Russ to, I don't know, I just accidentally have this.
Just hold it down again.
All right, am I back? Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, you're
okay.
good. You're good. You're good.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
But yeah. So with the run game, I maybe Tyron Tracy. I've still seen some like reporters say like, look, he's probably still the main guy, but Cam Scadaboo's kind of getting exciting plays. I wonder if you see a Jackson Dart red zone package because you saw the run game open up right away when he was in there, and I wonder if you could see a nice little red zone package that
Yeah,
to get the team going.
and it's just like something else that you're. It's just maybe it's a distraction. Maybe he won't ever even touch the ball in one of those packages, but it is something that it adds another element to the offense, and it's something else. I heard, I think it was Boomer and Geo WFAN this week. It's something that the next week a team has to spend time
hmm
preparing for. So like when they put Dart out there last week and he didn't even touch the ball, it was a big like nothing play for him.
Yes.
But what you do, a team like the Chiefs, where every second in practice, every second of preparation is so valuable, you make them
hmm
prepare for a potential package where he's out there on the field and he could touch the ball, and that just takes time away from them preparing for other stuff
hmm
because it might be a situation where they're just throwing him out there just as a decoy.
I love every reason for putting Jackson Dart in
Mm,
those situations. One, he gets comfortable in the NFL. He gets sniff of the
yeah,
tests, and it's just I think it's a smart way to develop him. Two, it unlocks the run game. As you saw, their one long run play was that Cam Scatterby play. And my thinking is, if you're struggling in the red zone, why not bring Jackson Dart in as even as a decoy or a run or a throw? I bet there was he was in 3 plays last week. He didn't
yeah.
throw the ball. I bet there is a throw or two in that
I bet
package.
there is.
But
Yeah.
Russell Wilson was playing so well, it's almost like the old Taysom Hill State stuff. Like, why take Drew Brees out for Taysom Hill to throw the ball?
Yeah.
So I
Taysom
think it was
Hill.
kind of that type of situation, um, where you didn't want to just there was just no point of having him
Mhm.
throw the ball over a guy that's playing so well. But I do wonder if we can see him throw the ball a little bit. And yeah, like now the Chiefs have to spend weeks worth of practice on it for two
Yeah.
or three plays of the game,
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so I do think this is going to be a close game. I don't know. I mean, I look at are the Giants going to be able to what offense is showing up? Week 1 they had 6 points. Week 3 37. I mean sorry, week 2 37. And I just don't know what to expect from this team, defense or offense. So it's kind of hard to predict.
yeah.
Of course, you saw the offense last week and you hope they could build upon that, but as we just saw with the other New York team, look at their week 1, week 2
Exactly.
performance. It we
The
just don't know what to
like
expect from
the
them.
Giants peaked last week, and 2 weeks ago was like their
Horrible. They
worst
didn't like being an
performance.
NFL
There's
team.
got to be something in the middle there where that's just something that you could sustain for the rest of the
I
year.
mean, there's just a lot of pressure to get a win. I mean, I know you're
Hmm.
playing the Kansas City Chiefs, but now is the time to never beat these guys.
Yeah.
And actually, this is a crazy stat. The Chiefs have not beaten one team on the road in the NFL history, and it's at playing at New York Football Giants,
Okay. They've
which is
never.
crazy. They've never won. They never won in MetLife or the old stadium,
Yeah.
which I don't think Mahomes ever played in MetLife against the Giants. Sure, he has against the Jets at some point in his career. He did on Sunday Night Football, if I remember right.
I
Zach Wilson.
I think that might have been in Kansas City.
Oh, it was in Kansas
I
City.
think
Okay,
so, but because that's what I was just thinking of. I think that might have been in Kansas City. I'm not positive.
but yeah. So hopefully the Giants can find a way to get a win, and you'll get a lot of eyes on you. You push the Chiefs to 0-3. There's gonna be a lot of positives talking about the New York Football
Yeah,
Giants,
and
and a lot of negatives about the Chiefs. That's good for the Giants. Like every NFL team will be on notice. Like holy crap, this Chiefs team's 0-3. Like this might be it. Might
mhm.
not be their year. This could be the Bills and Ravens will be happy you beat them.
And
And
taking down a team like the Chiefs, like the Giants are gonna be talked about all week. Like it's gonna be one of the storylines is gonna be are the Giants turning around finally?
it'd be the perfect answer to a heartbreaking loss last week. And maybe just that loss could be a build upon the season, and maybe you could turn this into something. Once you're 1-2, hey, you got Chargers up next, who are another good team. Then you got the
Mhm.
Saints. I think your light schedule starts later. You got teams like the Vikings later on, the 49ers, the Bears, the Patriots.
But would a win against Kansas City almost be false hope? Because
I don't know.
like you know what I
Yeah,
mean though?
yeah.
Because it's like you see the brand, the Chiefs, but we don't think they are what they have been.
That would if the Giants look like they're a better football team than the Chiefs, I will take it as this
Oh
team.
yeah.
This is just their down year. Like
Yeah.
they don't look good. Um, And I do think the Giants are actually kind of a pretty good football team. I think they might
Mhm.
be, besides the Chiefs, the best 0-2 team, with them or Houston, because
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys are a good team. Like we kind of been higher on them.
Mhm.
That offense is really, really good, and I think they play Chicago this week, I believe. So I think they'll kill the Bears. I think Dallas could be throughout the year kind of a fringe wild card team,
Mhm.
and I think you're gonna start looking back like, wow, like NFC is tough. The Giants have lost to a lot of good teams. And I think I hope my goal, like for this year, which I think is a realistic goal, is sit back in November, December, and be like, wow, the Giants beat that team to
Yeah.
knock them out in the playoffs, make it tough for them, and be like, wow, like they've beaten some good teams. Like they've had such a hard schedule. Next year, this team's gonna be good.
Mhm.
That's what I want to see from this team overall. And this could start by finding a way to get a win against the Chiefs. Sunday night football, your home opener, get the fans excited. Get something from the cheer for. The one home win last year was that Colts game, which people probably didn't even like that we won.
Yeah.
So let's have people leave MetLife Stadium happy, not sad.
I agree. I like that message. Uh I actually I actually see this game going in the Giants' direction. Like I
I'm
really
kind of
do.
leaning that way too. I've been like focusing on the Chiefs offense. Mahomes just running around, scrambling. He doesn't like he's making spectacular superstar plays, but I can't believe I'm not like this is really disrespectful to match Mahomes what I'm saying, but just think of like a 10 times better like stuff Caleb Williams kind of does, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like he's just not going with the game plan clearly, like kind of just doing his own superstar plays, and he needs help. He might get help because I do think Tyreek Hill's on the way. I think we're both kind of. I
yeah.
think a lot of people in the NFL just think it's the most obvious comeback to your old team situation
Mhm.
coming soon. But
It seems like it's a little complicated with the things Tyreek Hill has going on though,
what is he
legally.
exactly? Yeah, legal stuff, right?
It's something with a baby mom.
Is it a divorce
I don't
or
know.
okay?
I would I have
That
to
stuff does
I have
complicate
to
it,
do more research
but
into
I
it.
feel like I've read some about that. But yes, so I think we'll get in our predictions. I think I'm actually going to go Giants 24-20. I think that defense is going to get a stop. They're going to show the football world, hey, like we're coming this year. Like it's not a joke when you play the New York Football Giants anymore. It's not a free win. You're not coming into MetLife Stadium for a nice road trip, get some pizza, get some Taylor and egg and cheeses. This year it's different.
I like it. Uh, I'm also going to choose the Giants. I'm going to choose 30-23. I don't
Love it.
think I don't think Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs can keep up with the Giants offense this week.
Hopefully, wow. I will start drinking beers of happiness if that's the case. All right, so let's move on to the other game. The Jets, who are also 0-2, travel to the 2-0 Tampa Bay Buccaneers with no Justin Fields playing this game. You have Tyrod Taylor starting his first game since the last start with the Giants, which was a win over the Philadelphia Eagles.
2023.
Keep in mind, and it's funny now. Think of how many teams have been the Philadelphia Eagles since then. It's not many.
Yeah,
Tyrod's one of the last recent guys too.
and Zach Wilson.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah, but yeah. So Tyrod comes in. This is a good backup quarterback to have. Veteran, and he could do. I think he could do stuff that Justin Fields can't. He has a really
Mhm.
freaking good arm. He makes some spectacular throws deep down the field. So overall, what are your thoughts about this overview of this game?
I mean, I'm excited to. I mean, it's week 3, but I'm excited to see something different after last week. If we got the same version of Justin Fields last week that we did week 1, I would have been very disappointed. But Justin Fields to me doesn't feel like a real quarterback. He feels like a gadget running quarterback that will sometimes make these big plays, but a lot of the times he's making bad plays, bad decisions. He almost regressed last game where all the things people criticized him going into week 1, he did the right thing and then he just reverted back to his old ways. So I want to see like a real throwing quarterback go out there and have a real throwing game plan. We're gonna establish a run with Brandon Allen and Brees Hall, and I'm excited to see how we involve Garrett Wilson and how this line holds up in a more traditional offense.
Yes. So I am definitely curious to see how the offense looks different between him and Justin. Um, of course the mobile isn't there. Tyrod's like he's
Yes.
still an athletic
Yeah.
guy. He's an older player, but Justin Fields he can't do what Justin does. And with Tyrod, I think there are some like I remember when he would start for the Giants. I'll never it was Sunday Night Football against the Bills, and he kind of struggles with the little game stuff. I remember he had a wide open like 2 yard throw touchdown, just completely missed it. And then it was
Mhm.
like the last play of the half, we were on the 1, and he called an audible for run. We didn't get it, and of course the time ran out. It was supposed to be a throw, and Dable was
Yeah.
furious. So that stuff, he just like I think he gets it really in the heat of the moment and kind of does some stuff you wouldn't expect from a veteran. It's kind of
Um,
weird because he's a vet and you would think he would understand like the small stuff like that. But he's like a gunslinger in a way when he gets going.
yeah. Also, the Bucks have an injury on their defensive line. Cansey, their pass rusher, uh, D tackle. I think he lines up all over the place. Uh, I mean, we said it last week going into the Bills game with Ed Oliver being out, saying how that could help the Jets establish their run game, and it did not help at all. So I don't think that this is really anything to look into as something that will help out the Jets, but it is they're missing one of their best players, so it should theoretically help out, but I mean, we've seen it go the other way. The biggest thing I'm looking for from this Jets team is their defense, and I'm looking for the way that they scheme blitzes and play their coverage. I mean, I would assume it's going to be more of the same, where they're scheming up these uh, exotic blitzes and just kind of blanking it out man to man, like across the board. And the Jets secondary, I understand like that's a scheme, but the Jets secondary is not built for that. And against this Tampa team that has a ton of talent at the wide receiver position, and they got great running backs, and they have great tight ends. I mean, I could see Baker Mayfield just slinging the ball all over the place
Mhm.
against us.
Yeah, I mean, the Bucks are an interesting team because like they're a good team. They've won the division. I mean, they didn't win it when Brady got there the first year, but they
Uh-huh.
won Super Bowl. They've kind of dominated the South since then, and even kind of took over with Baker in this era where they finished 10-7
Hmm.
and win that division. But I wonder with this team if like they find ways to lose to weird, like bad. They have Baker still has the Baker games here
Yeah.
and there where he looks like a really bad quarterback. Like
Uh-huh.
obviously Baker's had a really good um career comeback in general, but he's had some games where he just looks really rough. So I wonder if this could be a game where the Jets could find a way to make Baker uncomfortable and just have one of those games where Baker looks like Cleveland Baker towards the end, and
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
Cleveland Baker towards the end was a shoulder injury that
yes, yes,
plagued him.
of
I
course.
mean, one of the greatest comeback stories ever, coming back from playing for the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, and then and then wait, I'm confused. Where are you going? Where are you
I
taking
said
this?
it said one of the greatest comeback stories ever. Came back from playing for the
Oh,
Browns.
okay. I
Like,
thought, okay, I like it. Yeah, yeah. And then the Panthers too. Of course,
yeah,
that's they
yeah,
went the
and the
Pan.
Panthers,
Then
yeah.
he kind of went to the Rams, but
But
yeah, playing for the Browns is though you're always screwed.
yeah. But I mean, just watching back, I watched back some of the Jets game from last week, and it was basic assignments that they missed. Uh, Jamin Sherwood on QB spies on Josh Allen, and Baker's pretty mobile. Like, you're probably not going to give him a QB spy, but like guys just getting lost in their responsibilities. Uh, and obviously Baker Mayfield is not Josh Allen, but their offense as a whole, I feel like, is better than the Bills. So their receivers, they got. I'm not sure if Godwin is playing. He might be out, but
Of course, you got Mike
Mike
Evans.
Evans and the rookie from Ohio State,
He's been
Abuka.
Abuka. Yes,
Yeah,
Abuka.
he's also questionable this week.
Okay.
Godwin and Abuka are both questionable going
Yeah,
into
I'm
this game.
not sure if that's one of those questionables where it's like Wanda obviously is technically questionable. He'll be playing. He was like that last week. But with uh with Tampa, I could see this as a possible trap game. They've won two close emotional games,
Mhm.
and now they're like, oh, home against the Jets. Like, let's do our thing. I believe it's a home opener. If I'm not, or they on last week against Houston.
I believe they were in Houston, and
I think they were in
they
Atlanta.
definitely were in
So
Atlanta.
I think
Yeah.
this is a home opener. So maybe they are getting excited, but they might Monday night. So they're short rest
Mhm.
compared to the Jets, and I wonder if this could, yeah, like I said, possible trap game where you have a team they don't think is very good coming in the building, and this is a Jets team that I think is definitely looking for a bounce back. I think Aaron Glenn, I think everyone, it's just year one of regime. I think just went really bad last week, even up to Aaron Glenn's media answers.
Mhm.
I didn't like the way he handled that overall. I don't really like the way he handles the media so far as
Yeah,
a head coach.
I really don't like it at all either. I don't know. I'm honestly scared. Like, I think the Bucks might put up 40 points.
Really?
I
Okay.
Yes, I think we're gonna get torched.
Yeah, I mean the Bucks offense can be good, and their offense really hasn't exploded yet.
Yeah.
Like, and both their wins have been really close games. And like last week, they only scored like 21 points, I believe, and then week one was definitely under 30. And there's
And
2 Baker Mayfield game-winning drives. So if it comes down to that, could the Jets get a stop on Baker
yeah,
Mayfield? Could
I
their
mean,
defense get that
also,
stop?
and they've shown that they can't
Yes.
get that stop. I'm also so sick and tired of people saying that it's going to be different this time around, and that Aaron Glenn's the guy, and maybe he is. And
Yes.
it's too early to write him off, obviously, but it's also too early to crown him as the guy
Of
until
course.
until
Until he shows you something.
until he shows me something. He's Robert Saleh, Jeff Ulbrich, Adam Gase. Until he shows me that he's anything different, it's still that same old Jets team. Even even Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles towards the end was pretty bad. We're playing against Todd Bowles this week, so
I mean, of course, it's all about wins. I mean, with both these New York teams, I think there's some fans that are so like just down low in them, and anything gives them optimism, and they choose to believe that this guy is going to be the guy. Of course, Aaron Glenn, you're right. There's nothing he's shown, and like just another example, like with Brian Dable, this is a crazy stat. So he started off 7-2.
uh-huh.
He has 11 wins since that.
Jesus Christ,
11.
horrible.
Yes, because they finished the year 2 more wins and a tie. They won 6 games and then 3 games last year. So, and it's just I just think the only stat that matters at the end is a win and loss.
Yes.
And we could talk here for 15 minutes why Aaron Glenn might be the guy. But at the end of the day, it comes with getting wins. That's what the business is. You got to find a way to get wins. And the Jets just show up on Sunday and find a way to get a win. I don't care how bad or ugly it looks. Just win a freaking football game.
I mean, if the Chargers and the Lions can turn their franchises around and be good, I feel like we could too.
Of course, there's no curse. It's about finding the right people come in, finding a quarterback, which I think I said this Monday, but you see the effects of what happens when you don't draft quarterbacks well, and you have to do the rent a quarterback strategy. You get the Justin Fields experiments where great game, 1 game, terrible game, hurt. That's just kind of who Justin is. Russell Wilson, gunslinger, moonball down the field. The fumble that I've never seen in my life happen, throws it backwards, and then an interception that ultimately cost you the game.
I mean, this is also a different conversation, but I feel like
this is kind of rambling a little bit.
I feel like teams just build their teams incorrectly. They're all worried about getting the quarterback first.
Well, it's the most important thing.
It is the most important thing, but
that's all the Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas era kind of missed out on. Not necessarily.
Yes,
that's not necessarily true, but that's the main thing.
But if you keep drafting quarterback after quarterback after quarterback and they're all bust, you're wasting those draft picks because they didn't turn out to be anything good. But also you could have drafted a talented player. Like the way that the Chiefs built their team and then they had Alex Smith for a couple years and then they got Mahomes. The way that the Lions have built and then
the Packers,
it's just like once you have that culture of the way you draft, and people criticize the Lions or the Packers for not drafting wide receivers in the first round, but they build their team the right way. They build it through the trenches, and then you go and get your quarterback, and then you go and get your weapons because you need to win the line of scrimmage before you can win anything else in a football game. So these front offices that are just drafting guys whose jersey will sell, they go about it the wrong way.
I get it, but it's also the hardest thing to find.
That's true.
So the rent a quarterback thing has kind of it's become popularized, but it's been a Stafford, a Brady. Even now, I don't think you can win a Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield. Of course, Tampa could be the 10-7 champs of the NFC South for however long they want. They're never winning a Super Bowl.
See,
I think they have no chance to win a Super Bowl.
After Matthew Stafford won, my theory on this.
Stafford's a much better quarterback.
Yes, he is. But my opinion on this has changed a little bit. Where I think you can win a Super Bowl with a lot more quarterbacks than you think. It's just the team around them. Of course, you need a winning quarterback. Of course, you need a winning quarterback. But I think that you could put, I don't know, a Sam Darnold in a position.
No, I don't think you could. I don't think a guy like that. The last time a quarterback that mediocre won it all, was Peyton Manning at the end of his career. It's got to be him.
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles was playing it out, but you're right. But he was playing out of his mind. It's still. But you are right. He's a backup.
These guys can get a stretch Where they do it?
You're
Joe
the
Flacco?
man, Eli. Yeah, I mean,
Eli?
I think Eli was elite quarterback. That's a whole different
Yeah.
conversation. But
We're going off
Flacco
the
had
rails a
a
little bit here, but like,
Flacco, of course, had a run. I get what you're saying. Those are like those Ravens and Giants defenses we're talking about. Like we're talking about some.
but
You
that's what
can't
I'm
just find that
saying.
off an apple tree and pick it off and put it on a
Yes,
team.
but those teams were built the correct way, and then their
Okay,
quarterback
like
got hot.
Detroit. Like you think they'll ever win a Super Bowl? I don't think so. I don't think I don't think they like have even a good chance.
I think they have just as good a chance as anyone else.
No, I don't
And
think Goff's that guy. I've seen in a Super Bowl with him. It just seems like when the playoffs come, he's obviously improved. Like great for him.
Mhm.
I thought his career was gonna be done.
Yeah, everyone wrote him off, but he was a quarterback that had brought a team to a Super Bowl. So I feel like you
that scored
can't.
3 points in the Super Bowl
Yes, they scored 3 points in the Super Bowl. Yes, you're right.
off one of the worst, and they made the Super Bowl because it was the most obvious missed call maybe in NFL history.
That's
Like,
you are right about that.
obviously they still made the Super Bowl at the end of the day, but
And Greg Zuerlein still kicked that like 60-yard field goal. Like
for their one score, it was one
to,
of it's one of
no to
oh
beat the
oh yeah,
Saints.
that's one of the
Yeah,
most miserable Super
it's not
Bowls
like
ever.
that missed penalty happened and then the game was over. Like, but they still went out there and won that game at the end of the day.
I don't know. Like with the Baker thing, I think it's great for us having his career, but I think the Bakers, the Geno Smiths, the Sam Darnolds, cool. Like you could be a 10-7, 11-5 team. Your peak is the divisional round, but if it's about winning a freaking Super Bowl, you need the superstars on it.
Mark Sanchez went to 2 AFC championships.
Actually, I don't even think Jalen Hurts is a superstar.
I don't think
I didn't think
either.
I'm an idiot.
But,
I just look at that team's loaded. Like that.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay, but like you build a team like the Philadelphia Eagles, yes, they are loaded.
Because you put Jalen Hurts on any of the other
Jets.
31 teams, he's not.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not all of those teams, but a lot of those teams, he is a bad quarterback. Even on the Eagles, he has times where he's a bad quarterback. But that team,
Yes.
the way that team,
He's also a big game performer. I'll give him. He went off in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But he had 100 passing yards last week.
Yeah, like
And Russell Wilson had 400 and lost.
And then he has these stretches where he's so good at taking care of the football, he'll go like 10 games without a turnover, and then the next game he'll have 4 turnovers. He did it against the Jets the year that Zach Wilson beat him.
But his team's so good.
His team is so good.
Like, I don't know. Eventually, I mean, now we're really rambling about. We're on to talk about the Eagles, but
like
it just kind of came a conversation. This is a good talk. But I mean, that's like you can't afford all those guys eventually. Like, of course, like Howie could. He's like, you're eventually not gonna be able to draft these replacements. Like, have a you're not gonna just find a land like that offensive line's loaded. You got Jurgens at center now after taking over Jason Kelsey. Of course, you got the 2 tackles,
Dickerson.
and then Dickerson's also. I mean, they're it's insane. Like they turned Mekhi Becton's career around.
Yeah, and that's when you have the good people. All right,
they gonna take Evan Neal next. Like
this is another thing where you see teams like that reload, and then I'm like why can't the Jets just like find one guy in the 4th round that ends up being a good player?
Right.
It just these other teams are so good at finding these players. The Patriots back in their heyday, it's like the guy in the Patriots who went to the Browns, Collins, Jamie Collins.
Yeah,
that was his name.
Yes,
he was great on the Patriots, and then
Nate Soldier, famous one, went to the Giants.
Like these guys leave, and they're horrible, honestly.
Yeah,
and they just fill their spot. They just find a new guy.
Find a new spot, fill their spot. I mean, those teams just have something.
And then for a while, the Patriots didn't even have a great receiver, and then their great receivers were great receivers, but their great receivers were Wes Welker, and then
they never even won it all.
Version, yeah, they
never won.
They didn't win it all when they had that. I mean, true number one.
We know how that ended.
And then they have a guy like Julian Edelman who they find, and Bill Belichick is like, I don't know what this guy's gonna play, but he's a football player, and they turn him into a great receiver, a Super Bowl MVP, right?
Yes.
So these teams find ways to do it where our teams can draft some guy first overall who's the next touted as the next guy nationally, and he fucking sucks.
Yes, I mean, I think this is like the Giants. This era, it seemed like have a way of letting talent go. Saquon succeeding, Daniel Jones succeeding, Xavier McKinney succeeded. It feels like whoever they let go goes somewhere else and succeeds.
Yeah.
And I wonder what I even think. I'm sure you can think of examples for the Jets too. Like Mekhi Becton, like why can't my team find a way to fit? Like why couldn't the Jets move him in Garden for him to be
Yeah.
a
Or
great player?
Elijah Vera Tucker. Why can't we draft a guard who stays healthy?
Hmm.
You
And
know?
I think even some Giants fans like that, Evan Neal, who he's literally a healthy scratch every year.
Yeah.
He is a guard now,
Mhm.
but I like to think he's just that bad. Like obviously we're not there at practice, and
Yeah.
he literally can't even be a guy that suits up for you. But I don't know why they just don't cut him at that
Yeah.
point because like what's the point of even having him on the team? So it is frustrating though. Like why can't these teams find the hidden talents? Why can't they find the hidden gems? Why can't they keep talent in the building?
Mhm.
And that's just the main thing. I mean, I do think the Giants are fine. Giants for them, they've really been lacking talent. I do think that's changing. Though. I do think the
Yeah.
Giants are finding a lot of talent on their offense, and I think the Giants also might have found a late round gem, Marcus Mbow, who played over James Hudson last week, 5th round pick. He looked awesome, and he can be a
Mhm.
swing tackle or even possibly a guard when Andrew Thomas comes back. So, it is the main thing about finding talent though everywhere.
It's
That
like
is for sure. That is the main thing in football.
it is like uh
San Fran's very good at it.
I feel like all like just like you said about how the Giants feel like they have a lot of talent now. The Jets do too, but most of it is that one draft class, the 22 draft class with Stoss and Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall, Jermaine
Hmm.
Johnson. Like that's four. I know they drafted Brees in the second round, but that's four first round talents where they're like can't miss prospects.
Well,
Where we can't, and you can't trade up like that every year in the draft. You need to find guys in the fifth, sixth, seventh round that end up not being superstars, but being serviceable players for 3 to 5 years. And
yeah.
all these other teams do it.
Hmm. I mean, you got drafts. Drafts are so important. Like,
Mhm.
every Giants fan I urge right now, look up their 2023 draft. It is the most pathetic thing, and that's 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's horrible. There's one starting player there right now, and it's John Michael Schmaltz, who's horrible.
Mhm.
Deontay Banks doesn't even play anymore. Jalen Hyatt doesn't suit up. Eric Gray, who was a running back they drafted, just got
Yeah.
cut. Like, and especially like if you draft a running back in football, man, you need that guy to play because they're so easy to find.
They're so easy to find, and
And that's just the
they
way it could be easily a waste of a draft pick.
their shelf life is what, like 3 years?
Yeah, I mean the
So
Giants
that,
drafted.
those are guys that come in and they're expected to be the guy right away, unlike a quarterback where you develop them, you know?
Yes, I mean the Giants drafted 3 straight running backs now. I think Gray, Tracy, who I do think is pretty solid, and Cam Scatterbo, who
Oh,
hopefully that could be someone who. I mean, that's a fun guy to watch. I mean,
yeah,
he's that guy literally just puts his head down and runs down people. So
yeah.
it is okay. So I guess back to
Back to the Jets game.
back to
Yeah,
the Jets game, Jets Tampa game. I guess we can just give our
give our predictions.
predictions.
Yeah, I think the Jets are gonna get killed. I think the Bucks are gonna put up 40 points. I got this. Bucks 42, Jets 7.
Come on, 42-7. I'm going the Jets to win this game.
Okay, I like it.
This is a bad gut feeling. Like brain wise, it's not telling me this, but I just got a feeling like this is football, man. Teams find a way to get wins. And I think you're gonna walk into week one saying, "Oh, I mean, sorry, Monday," and be like, "Let's start Tyrod again." I'm going
But
Jets
then
win 23-17.
that's just like a fucking sorry to curse. That's just a stupid
Cares?
quarterback yeah, yeah. That's just like a stupid
Why?
quarterback controversy that like I don't
You've
want
been
I
there,
don't
I guess, with the Mike White stuff.
yeah. Mike White, that was fun. This no. I don't like it.
All right, well, I guess we'll see. I mean, I don't under like what's like. It's not like he's a young guy like Zach or even Sam was. Who cares if Justin Fields isn't the guy? Like what? Like you could just cut him next year
Yeah,
if he really isn't the guy.
and
I know you want to believe. Like I know,
yeah,
of course, you believe this guy's the guy.
I want
And
something.
you know Tyrod isn't. Like I get that.
Yeah, I want something to give me hope. Like, and we talked about it all off season with the Jets bringing in Justin Fields.
To hope he's the
It
next.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the best option right now, but it was the option with the most upside
Yes.
that could turn into something.
They
So
won't. They won't just. They won't just bench. They won't
Fields.
just
Yeah,
bench
if
Fields. They
Fields
wouldn't if
is
he's
the
back.
starter.
He's just concussion, so he should probably be back
Yeah.
unless it's a really bad concussion.
People on our Instagram live, I want to uh, encourage you guys to go over to our YouTube. It's a better viewing experience on YouTube, easier to navigate and easier for us to answer the comments on there.
Yes. I'm gonna look
So
at the national slate we could get. Oh, I know Rams, Eagles is this week, and the Rams I saw in their last 11 games, excluding a Week 18 game where I won. No, was it Wentz last year? No, it wasn't Wentz last year. Whoever their backup was started the game. So of course they lost, but pretty much they've beaten everybody but the Eagles twice in their last 11 games. Of course they lost they lost some last year in the playoffs, and they
playoffs,
also got killed on Sunday Night Football. I remember, but they almost beat the Eagles last year, so this could be a get back game. And I mean the Rams are still up there, the NFC teams. I mean, I still think this might be Philly's biggest challenger along with the Packers.
I think as long as they have McVay and Stafford, they are in contention to play in and win a Super Bowl every year.
Yes, of course. I mean, that's gonna be a fun game. That's so kind of surprised it's a 1 o'clock game. I mean, I don't know if you've seen.
I'm kind of surprised that the Giants are on Sunday Night
Yes,
Football.
I am. I don't know if you've seen like people have been ranting like, why is Sunday Night Football terrible now? Of course, okay, of course you have the week 1 game, but like last week,
Mhm.
Vikings Falcons. This week, Giants Chiefs. Like, why is that? Why that feels
It's
like a
turning,
weird Sunday
yeah,
Night Football game.
it feels like a Monday Night Football game.
Mhm.
You know?
Look at the Monday night game. That's a Sunday Night Football game. Sunday Night Football used to be.
Yeah,
I feel like growing up, it was like good Giants, Giants,
Giants,
Cowboys,
Cowboys. Yeah,
Packers, Patriots. You know,
some
teams like
Packers,
that.
Bears. Even when the
Yes,
Bears were bad,
like
but like the Packers.
good rivalries, like 49ers, Seahawks, like games like that. And why am I seeing Vikings, Falcons? Or of course I'm a Giants fan, but I understand if other people are gonna be like, oh, I don't want to watch this game. Like this is Sunday night. Like this is the last thing before my week starts. Like even week 4 now. Like of course you have Packers, Cowboys, which the drama's in that one, so I'll give them
Yeah,
credit for that. But that's kind of luck because
yeah.
no one
Because no
thought that.
one with the schedule
Dude,
makers
like
weren't able to
week
put that
5,
together.
it's Bills Patriots. That's gonna be a murder fest.
Yeah, that's a bad matchup.
I'm looking at these slates like
I think it went downhill. The Jets hadn't been in Sunday Night Football for probably 10 years, and then they were in Sunday Night Football 2 years ago when we got Aaron Rodgers.
dude, they always find a way to put the Giants in Sunday
I
Football.
know
Every year. Even when they've
that's,
bad.
that's because the Jets are like the Mets.
I know, but yeah, the Giants are always have a night game. Some Sunday Night Football game. Like even last year they played the Bengals, I remember on it.
Like I remember sitting. It was Jets Chiefs, or it was either Jets Chiefs or Jets Raiders.
Mhm.
They played both of them on Sunday Night Football, I believe, 2 years ago. And I remember sitting down to watch that game, being like, I actually don't remember ever watching the Jets on Sunday Night Football, like prior to that,
If one
like
of the
ever.
Giants or Jets are good though, they would be spammed on Sunday Night
Oh
Football.
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember like growing up, the Giants were on Sunday like a lot. Dude, week 1 was almost always Giants Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. Growing
Yeah.
up, it was a lot of that.
I mean, my first football game I ever went to, I was in second grade. It was Jets Dolphins in Miami on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, and
So
then I believe they opened up against the Cowboys once, like when they were good with Revis
yeah,
one time on
probably.
Sunday Night Football. So, but yeah, if they are good again, they will be on Sunday Night Football a lot.
Yeah.
Just because they're such popular. I mean, like the Bills and Chiefs are on it all the time. I mean, dude, the NFL like wants these teams to be good. Like, I bet they're annoyed. Think of how
Because
much
there's
more money,
there in
dude.
ratings.
Even
The
ratings
Jets,
wise, like I saw Giants Cowboys was up there. Like the Giants still get views.
yeah, and because I don't know, like a team like the Baltimore Ravens is not as like them being great is not as good for the NFL as the Jets or Giants being great because
Uh huh.
they bring more eyes. They're New York City. Baltimore is like a small market. I get it.
Yeah,
Like
of course you have your passionate
it's right
fans.
by
Yeah.
Washington D.C., but like it's a smaller market.
It's not as bad in the NFL or like sport like the NBA or MLB. I will say,
Yeah.
not even close. But it's still like, like the league wants these teams to be good.
Yeah,
at the end of
yeah. I've noticed in the NFL and in the NBA, small
It's
market teams
huge.
will never compete. Honestly, like
the day. OKC just won it all.
that's true. Under
Yeah,
the old CBA, more small market teams would like you have to draft so well and get
they did. They did it in such a.
and yeah, you can't buy.
It's not really
You
following.
can't buy a team in the NBA in general really anymore. But like when you could buy your team, there was so much like separation between the top teams like the LAs.
Yes,
But even the Knicks
it
sucked
still
all that
is.
time.
It still kind of is because like it's for the NBA. Like
Mhm.
superstars get where they want to go, and it's
Yeah.
typically big markets.
And then think about it: if Tom Brady was in the MLB and played for the Red Sox, would he ever go and play and leave for the Tampa Bay
No,
Rays? Like,
no, he
it
would.
just shows like that the markets don't matter as much.
They
Where
don't.
where it wasn't that crazy that I mean, it was pretty crazy, but like him going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
No one even thought
like
of.
that, like yeah,
I mean, there are there are some few really cheap owners like the
uh,
Bengals. Like the Bengals,
yeah,
dude, it's bad there, but most of them like they're not. You rarely hear money come up.
and it might be the way that the salary cap is because it's like a hard cap and everything, so like the money is way more regulated,
Hmm.
where it's more of a competitive balance for all these teams. So maybe that's why like it's more competitive where the like theoretically the Jaguars could go out and sign any big
Yes,
free agent.
and yes, of
Whereas
course.
if the Sacramento Kings tried to sign LeBron James, like
Hmm.
that wouldn't
No,
they wouldn't even take a meet.
dude. I mean, look, Micah Parsons just got traded from the Dallas Cowboys to a middle of team in Milwaukee.
Yeah, like and
Yeah,
Milwaukee. I remember seeing this when Dame got traded from
mhm.
Portland to Milwaukee.
Hated it
He
there.
hated there, but also he wanted to go to a bigger market.
Miami was the
Milwaukee
one.
Milwaukee is a smaller market than Portland was. So like if you
Yes.
wanted to go to a bigger market, I know Milwaukee uh and the Bucks had more eyes on them because of their championship pedigree in the last few years and because they have Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he actually went, which is hard to do, went from Portland to an even smaller market. But it's different in the NFL for Michael Parsons going to the Packers because the Packers are such a big brand,
Yes.
you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Like it is crazy. Like you see Steelers, Packers, even I think Ravens are pretty popular. Like these
Yeah.
teams, Bills, they build these popular
Power
teams
teams in these
in
smaller
I
market
think that's just the power
areas.
of football
It is.
compared
It
to the
is.
other sports. Because football is just so loved nationwide, everyone loves it. And of course, there are differences in cities. Like actually, Daniel Jones talked about it recently. The difference between Indy and New York,
Uh,
and like as like even like we could kind of talk about. He's kind of been there, but he's like, oh, it's quiet here. It's kind of nice.
yeah.
Like I when like growing up, the only city like I've really been into is New York City.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when I went to a Lakers Pacers game for my first time freshman year, I'm like, oh crap, it's gonna suck driving into the city because I'm
Yeah.
thinking New York,
Yeah.
easiest thing in the world. It
Yeah,
was just crazy.
exactly.
Like it's actually crazy how like different some of these big cities are compared to these small cities. It's actually a different world.
Mhm.
Like the LAs, the New Yorks.
Yeah, and then going like, because I've been to Milwaukee, we've been to
I've been to
Indy.
Cleveland. It's just not the
It's
same.
not the same at all. We've been to Cincinnati, like
There's
going to college down here.
there's no better place to win though than the big markets.
Yeah,
No worse place to lose though. No
no
worse
worse
place
place
to
to lose.
lose.
No,
Yeah,
no.
no worse place to lose. I mean, that's exactly what Eli Manning said. He's like, winning here is like you're a legend if you
Yes.
win there. Like a guy like Eli Manning, like talent wise, like Eli Manning and Derek Jeter are probably the two most popular New
Mhm.
York athletes. Are they the most talented guys ever? No, but they
But
were
the
clutch
and
and
they
won.
won. Yeah,
Like
like if
when it like that would not happen if they played in San Francisco or like somewhere like
and the way people talked about Aaron Rodgers when he came over to the Jets from the
that.
Packers is like
God came back.
yes,
Yes.
and it's like if he wins here, you could honestly forget about what he did in Green Bay because he's a winning quarterback for the New York
Hmm.
Jets, something that the Jets hadn't seen since 1969 with Joe Namath. Like you you rewrite the uh, accolades of his career almost because I don't know, it's just like winning a Super Bowl for the New York Jets would be the greatest thing ever because
Yes,
of
it
how
would be.
rare
It,
it
it
is.
would it would be one of the greatest championships ever.
So
I do like, dude. That's how do these teams not like? They should get more good players. Both these teams, good superstar players that want to win would love to go to New York.
yeah, I also
You
think
saw it
it's
with Aaron
I
Rodgers.
also think
It's an organization thing.
it is, yeah. I also think it's a little different because these players think like, "Oh, I'm coming to play in New York," when New York in the Jets and Giants is just a marketing thing. It's not
Yes,
actually the city. I know you're close to the city. You can walk out of MetLife and see the city, but like, uh, you're not in New York, and
No.
all these guys, they live in probably Bergen County. They don't live in the city. Like it's different than what they think. And I don't know, the area of MetLife is not the most glamorous. So like
No, it's kind of
these guys fly in for games and stuff to play against the Jets and Giants, and they're probably like why would I ever want to come here?
yeah,
You know?
that's true. I mean, yeah, they're bad teams, but
So
like if you put a lie detector to like a guy like Joe Burrow, and it's like, what would mean more, winning in like New York or Cincinnati? Like, I do want like, legacy wise, if you win in New York, like it's just different. You're a legend forever.
yeah, he won at LSU, which is like
That's a big, yeah,
big. Yeah,
it's a big deal.
like those SEC schools are just as big as these big market teams. And winning at LSU, who had like they had a little bit of a drought with like Les Miles,
Hmm.
and uh, then Ed Orgeron comes in and he gets his quarterback. He kind of restores LSU back to this powerhouse. They have that dominant season, and he wins the Heisman. He wins the national title. He's like on top of the world, and then yeah, go and then but like for him, he might say Cincinnati because that's where he's from.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, that is true. He's
he's
from
like there'd be
Ohio.
nothing better than to deliver a championship
Literally,
to my
Jaden
home.
Daniels is not playing this week.
Oh,
So, okay, off the top of my head, I believe that's four backup quarterbacks already in week 3. So you got that Bengals Vikings game, the Jets, and then the Commanders. I'm trying to think if there's even more. I don't think there's any more, unless I'm missing one.
wait, say that
There's
say
four backup quarterbacks already in week 3,
and
not off play, like not
yeah,
off
yeah, and what
bench, like injury
yeah,
wise.
yeah.
That's crazy.
What are the teams you named?
So Vikings, Bengals, that
Yeah,
game, Jets, and then now Commanders.
yeah, yeah.
I think that's it, if I'm not
I'm just trying to
mistaken.
look through.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
I don't think there's anyone else.
Yeah, I don't think there is either.
That's crazy. I mean, already these injuries are. Oh, 49ers.
Yeah,
That's 5.
yeah.
Dude, why I think there's just not. There's just. That's why it's so important just having capable backups now.
Hmm.
Like you almost need your backup to be as another starter
It's
in a way.
interesting, like now the rules they have around hitting the quarterback and all that. That we're going into week 3, and as much as they protect all these guys are getting hurt.
Yeah, someone would have to really deep research, but like, I just feel like there's not the Iron Mans, like the Eli's, the Brett Favres that there are now. Like
Maybe they were just like tougher back in the day.
I don't know. I
Like
mean, like these guys are. I don't. There's maybe they're the nutrition, the training. I don't know. I mean, there are like I don't know, some of these quarterbacks. I don't know if they're taking necessarily more hits. It's an interesting concept. Like these, I feel like there shouldn't be 5 backup quarterbacks in this
playing in week
week
3.
3.
Yeah,
There's been 2 games.
it's crazy.
I mean, that's why that's why if you're like just look at the Giants. That's why I just wouldn't like you got to be careful if you do trade away a Jameis Winston. Like just I know a lot it's the popular one, trade him in the Bengals, but Giants fans, look at last year. We had Tommy DeVito starting games in
Yeah.
November. Like that's what you don't want. You need a capable backup, and they actually had 3 quarterbacks, which I think it's smart honestly with how injured guys get. Like it, the Jets have Tyrod, who's I think a
Hmm.
capable backup, and most of these teams do have capable backups now.
And I mean for the Jets 2 years ago when they had Zach Wilson behind Aaron Rodgers, they felt like
They needed
they
somebody
had to go
else. They
out
should
and
have gotten
get
somebody.
Tyrod in that offseason because they didn't want to be stuck in another situation where Aaron Rodgers gets hurt again and they have to turn it over to I don't know, like a Davis Webb type player or like someone who just is not a capable quarterback
Mhm.
in the NFL.
You know what I read that people think this guy's not going to start anymore ever again. Kirk Cousins. I was kind of surprised. I wonder if he's still a capable player. That's one where a lot of people are connecting the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are calling for the Bengals to go out and trade for him. Which then, okay,
I don't really get why both sides would do that though, because if you're the Bengals, you're still thinking Joe Burrow's coming back.
yeah, you coming
It's
back
not
in
like
three
he's out for the
months.
year. I think you wouldn't acquire a guy like Kirk
Kirk
Cousins
Cousins,
unless
yeah.
he's out for the year.
No, yeah, I agree
But he's not
because
out for the year.
yeah,
I
he's
mean,
out.
maybe will be, but at least right now, it doesn't seem like he's out for the year.
He's out for 3 months right now. So
If they're
like,
out of contention,
and you also don't bring in a quarterback like that in to take over your team. What if if he gets your team hot and they go on this run, and then Joe Burrow's coming back, I get it. I get it. Like Joe Burrow's still the
Yeah.
long term option,
Hey, Drew
but
Bledsoe's a superstar. It
yeah,
happens.
but like you don't want. I mean, Kirk Cousins won't be there beyond this
No,
year
yeah.
ever
I get what you're
because of
saying,
his
though.
age, but you don't want it to like stir up any issues. I
Yeah, I
guess.
mean, of course the Eagles won a Super Bowl off Nick Foles, but
Mhm.
that's kind
Yeah,
of ended the Carson Wentz era right there
yeah, it kind
in
of
a
bit
way.
them in the
Guy was going to
ass.
win MVP, gets hurt,
Yeah,
team wins Super Bowl, and it didn't ultimately end right after them, but it kind of ultimately ended the Carson Wentz era.
I mean, I remember seeing videos of Nick Foles. Or he went on this podcast recently, and he was talking about how awkward it was almost because he knew like he went out there and won a Super Bowl with the Eagles, and that whole next offseason, it's like, all right, we got to get this team ready for or get Carson ready to go back and play, and he knew yeah, I just won the Super Bowl, but I'm the backup, like this is my role, and he almost seemed like Carson Wentz didn't thought almost that he was just coming for a job.
I that's tough. Like, of course, that relationship. Like, how could you you could say all the right things, but there is
Mhm.
that competitor's minds and even jealousy factor with Wentz. And I'm sure Nick Foles probably thought he's like, I'm better than this I'm better
Yeah,
than this
yeah, yeah.
guy. Like I won this team the Super Bowl. I should be starting. Like I don't care. Like I did the hardest part, two things you do in football: win the Super Bowl and beat a very, very good quarterback while doing it.
Yeah,
So
he beat Tom Brady.
yeah, I mean
Like,
of course that part. I actually thought of another reason I think why these quarterbacks are getting hurt more. I think some of these guys just take too many hits. Like Eli Manning was the king of the self sack,
yeah.
where he would protect himself and take as little hits as possible. So,
Yeah, and I mean, these guys get out of the pocket. Once you get out of the pocket, you're not protected as a quarterback
yes,
the way the way you're supposed to be in the pocket. So yeah, and a lot of guys are much more mobile. They're more willing to just take off and run. So yeah, they are taking more hits. But I think it's interesting. He's like, I mean, Mahomes gets hurt every year, but like he plays through it. And like
hmm
Josh Allen's got to be going through something every year, but he plays through it. Like the guys who are the best of the best, they play through their injuries, which they're not going to play through like a
yes,
Achilles or ACL,
uh huh,
obviously, but like they play through like the bumps and bruises, the little hamstring injuries or
yeah,
whatever. And then there's other guys that like their calf is sore and
hmm
they take off
yes.
for weeks at a time.
All right,
So
I don't know if we have to. I really have to go to the bathroom, like emergency. So we can put a pause or something over the screen if you want.
yeah, yeah.
We can do if you're watching this on YouTube, just skip until we're back. But I have to go to the bathroom so bad,
Okay.
so I will be back. All right, guys. Sorry about that. You're watching in real time on YouTube. Hopefully, you just skipped over. Maybe we'll make a funny clip out of that because that was an emergency. I'll say that at least. All right, let's get back into sports. So, I guess we transition to baseball now. The Yankees have kind of, I don't want to say locked up at least the fourth spot, the first wild card spot.
Yeah.
But they're now 3 games ahead on the other teams. They're the second best team in the American League, and they're starting to play pretty good baseball heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, they're playing great baseball. The one thing that's still concerning is that bullpen, which it's so crazy how many. I mean, we talked about this yesterday. How many games alone Devin Williams has blown, but it's so crazy, and he's looked pretty good lately. But it's so crazy how many games that this bullpen has blown. We have such great individual seasons from so many guys, and for the Yankees to not be running away with the division, I feel like is a little bit shocking. If you show me all those numbers and say like how good do you think this team is, I would say they're probably running away with their division.
Yes.
And they're not.
Of course, I mean the lineup's loaded. What I just love about this team that just didn't have the option to last year is they could start Ahmed Rosario against a lefty who's been great in his role, and that just wasn't available to them last year. They have so many different options to play, and they have a deep lineup, man. Like they're gonna have to make some tough decisions in the playoffs. Like sometimes you have Paul Goldschmidt playing, sometimes you have Ben Rice playing, Austin Wells, even Jason Dominguez. Man, this guy doesn't play at all. I think he's been having a pretty good rookie year.
Yeah, he has.
There's no role for him, and lineup they're loaded. They have a really good top two. I mean, Max Fried's so awesome. Pitch great yesterday. The bullpen shouldn't be like this concern. Camilo Duvall is kind of just I don't know if he can. I don't know. Honestly, it's gonna be hot take. I don't know if he can be on the playoff roster. He kind of looks like a disaster every time he's in there.
He does, yeah.
Weaver, I hope can find it back. He struggled, and I know David Bednar's a guy, but it's like not like he's like perfect out there. Like he'll give up a run or two a lot of times to start. So it's kind of crazy in a way that the Yankees had to revert back to Anthony Rizzo last year for their first baseman. In a way, the Yankees are going to have to revert back to Devin Williams' high leverage situation because I don't think they have another choice really.
No, yeah, Fernando Cruz. Which Fernando Cruz, that breaking ball he has, he calls it a gift from God, and he's like, I don't even know where it's going. Which that sounds cool in a little soundbite, but also don't you think that sounds concerning?
He's not perfect.
He's not at all.
Great stuff, but I don't know. My thing is Boone's gonna have to know. I feel like with all these guys, you can almost tell instantly when they're off.
Yeah.
And Boone's gonna have to know when to pull these guys.
Some of the things
afford to let Devin Williams figure it out sometimes.
Especially in the playoffs. Some of these things you have like sometimes Will Warren throwing 80 pitches and then they pull him and go to the bullpen. Like I think we need to let our starting pitcher ride it out a little bit more.
That just in the playoffs and gets low. That just happens more too.
Yeah, and I don't care about the analytics of now he's facing the 1, 2, 3 guys and third time through the lineup like they have a higher average. Like that's normal that's going to happen, but like I'd rather see you try to push Will Warren for the 6th or 7th inning instead of going going to Duvall, Devin Williams, Ryan Yarborough. Like I forgot Ryan Yarborough was still on this team.
I don't think he's going to playoff roster. He's kind of been struggling. See, the scary part of this bullpen is it's not like it's one guy. It's like it was that first game against the Tigers, and they almost blew against the Twins, but they'll be up, and then their bullpen will give up like 8 runs.
Yeah,
like that's scary stuff.
Even Weaver, Weaver last year was incredible, and this year he's having trouble just pitching.
He's kind of lost
in games. Yeah.
Which is definitely scary to say the least, because Yankees need him. I mean, you need a good bullpen. These guys got to step up. Tim Hill kind of lost it. They got to stop pitching him.
Yeah,
and he's a key part of the team. I mean, last year Tim Hill was a guy that begged to go in for instead of Nestor Cortez. Now he doesn't. They don't never pitch it.
I know, and he was a guy like one of the main main guys in that bullpen that we were quick to turn to, and we had a lot of trust in him, and rightfully so because he was great last year.
I think Mark Leiter's kind of taking his spot because he has reverse splits.
Yeah,
They don't really. I don't think they have another lefty in the department.
yeah,
And they'll have other lefties available, but the Yankees look at their analytics, so they see the reverse splits with Mark Leiter Jr. and they see that as their option.
hmm
But I mean, overall, they just got to finish this. They're at least gonna have a home wild card, and there's no reason they should have zero troubles. There's no reason. Of course, we want to win the division, and it's not over. They're 4 games behind it because they don't have the tiebreaker.
yeah.
But they need they got to go to they got to go into a wild card series, get the job done, move on, and go to Toronto. That's my mindset now. Whoever, whether it's Boston, Seattle, or Houston, or even if someone Cleveland sneaks their way in there, they get on red hot. You just got to get a win.
Yeah, you gotta just
Get 2 wins.
2 wins. Hopefully, we could sweep that wild card series and then move on. And I think it's gonna be similar to last year in the sense where the Yankees are going. I think we're going to make it to the World Series. We'll see who we play in the World Series, but I think it's going to be similar to last year, where the AL is weaker, and it's like, well, of course the Yankees are going to make you like look at who they're playing.
Yeah.
But then I could also see it being like, what was that 20 or 21 against the Rays, where we totally blew it.
The Rays, yeah. Hope year. What scares me is actually I actually read this fact. Boone's never won as a manager against for the road team. Like when he's out for the bench, never lost.
Gotcha.
But as, when the Yankees have been on the road, they never won a series.
Gotcha.
No, they won. It doesn't really count, honestly. They won the 2020 Cleveland one. Like when they played the 4-5 matchup.
Yeah.
That is weird. That's the one they won. So that doesn't really count, honestly.
Wait, that was
they played in Cleveland technically, but there was no fans.
Yeah.
It was a 3-game series. They
Gotcha.
won 2-0.
Yeah.
Shot on a walk grand slam.
Yes.
That game. So overall, man, I feel pretty good. They're playing good baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Bats are really going. I really love this lineup. I'm feeling, honestly, I kind of want to say I'm feeling better about this team than last year's team, talent playing wise. Bullpen scares me. Last year's team kind of limped in a way. Obviously,
they limped in.
So obviously you feel better with that. But I mean, like pure just eye test. I kind of like this team a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean they limped in, but like they finished the job at the end of the regular season and secured up that AL East. I know the Orioles like fell apart at the end of the year, but the Yankees did what they had to do, and they secured the division. I mean, I see what you mean. Where I look at guys' individual statistics and their individual performance for this year, and I'm like, these guys, this team must be incredible, but it doesn't like these individual performances don't correlate to wins in general in the playoffs or in the regular season. And it's just like because defensively the Yankees are still bad, and the bullpen just
and of course like you don't have like there's no penciling in that Juan Soto on the line. Like obviously great players you have to keep the lineup, but that's a 1B superstar that could have just picked up the slack from Aaron Judge. And then you're just kind of you're hoping Stanton turns back to what he is in the playoffs, which history tells us he should.
Yeah.
You need Aaron Judge has to perform this like they're not going anywhere. They could maybe win a wild card series, but I don't think they're going to pass the ALDS without Aaron Judge performing.
Yes.
I think that's a fair statement. They're not winning a road playoff series without Aaron Judge. So.
And if he's not himself this year in the playoffs,
not even himself, just not a 170 hitter.
Yeah.
Like, he's a 250
hitter. Yeah.
Productive, getting the big home runs at times. I'm fine with that.
But if Aaron Judge has another really bad playoff, like obviously, like you're never gonna. You got to start questioning like what is wrong with him. We already are questioning what's wrong with him in the playoffs, but like
he's got to do it in the postseason.
But like
all it takes is one run.
It does take one run. I mean, yeah. It would just.
I don't want to put these. I don't want to put these statements down there. I want to talk about. You got to talk about.
Not like I'm not saying like you have to think about moving him or anything like that. Like that, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like he can't be trusted in the playoffs.
Of course,
If he has another if he has another bad postseason, that's all it is. You just can't trust him in the playoffs and hope that he shows up.
Yes. So, of course, I guess we'll talk a little bit of the crosstown team. The Mets, who are probably going to just limp their way to the 6th seed. I don't really see another team stepping up to the plate. They're probably going to be about an 84-win playoff team, if I had to guess. And I'm not going to lie, I am pretty 99.95% positive they're just going to lose to the Dodgers pretty handily. Maybe they somehow win a game because they're going to probably play the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And the Mets have literally no pitching. They're just relying on kids that are already.
I know the Dodgers are the betting favorites to win it all at this point, but I could see that series going either way. I could see yes.
No pitching.
The Dodgers bullpen is horrible.
The Dodgers are just a much better. The Dodgers are a better team than the Mets. Like I don't think they're gonna be. I don't know if they're gonna be the Phillies. Let's say that it's 2-3 Phillies or Brewers, whoever. But they're gonna beat the Mets, dude. They're not gonna lose to the Mets. The Mets have no pitch those dudes. Sorry, no pitching. Really not good bullpen. And of course, they got Watson or they get Usha. Like what? The only thing that is like, oh, this team could turn around is just that last year miracle run. That's the only and that's a bad. Obviously, that's it's happened. We're like, oh, it's happening again. But that's a bad thing to rely
on. And this year wouldn't be a miracle because of the expectations,
Yes.
Maybe at this point we would call it a miracle because of what we've seen the last few weeks. But if they win it all, it's not like
they're not winning.
They're not winning it all. But if they were to win it all, it's still well, they should win it all with that payroll and the expectations coming into this year.
They're going to be lucky to even make it. The Mets are 79. Yeah. That's not a playoff. 79 and 74. Typically, that's not a playoff.
Yeah.
Most years, they're lucky because just the teams behind them, they're only 2 up still. But I'm they're going to make it. The Diamondbacks, Reds, and Giants. These teams are barely even a 500. Giants are under 500. They're still not eliminated. That's crazy to me. So, I just don't like their team this year, dude. I see a lot of Mets fans think I think they're an unlikable team as well. It's just these they don't. There's an ego to them, and it just bothers me. I just feel like there's no heart to this team.
Yeah, I agree. There's not a culture there, and they yeah, but they feel like they're just deserving. They're entitled. They're entitled.
They literally made the NFC and said, "Hey, you're gonna have your chance. You're gonna be right back with the Dodgers." So here you go. Here's your chance for some revenge. Let's see if you can step up to the plate. I don't know, but I do agree with you. The Dodgers are not
Yeah.
Let's say turn the playoffs. I know they still probably are the betting favorites, but I'm just not liking the way that team's looking this year.
I'm not either. I think it's Philly or Milwaukee coming out of.
Yeah, I mean those teams.
The NL.
Those teams are also the Phillies. Those guys are kind of getting older too. So
they are. They need to. Yeah, they need to go on a run.
Last chance to make a final run at that World Series.
I think it'd be cool to see a Philly Yankees World Series, just like 09.
Cool. We'll see. It's gonna be very exciting. I mean, I love playoff baseball.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little nerve. I kind of like watching the wild card series, as a 5. But
yeah.
We'll both to be there, sweat it out. And the Mets Dodgers series will be
that would be fun. Yeah.
Entertaining one to watch outside of the Yankees one, or if it's Yankees Red Sox, that will obviously we'll one. But Red Sox are kind of falling apart. So
they are. They're injuries.
Cleveland might get that final spot. Maybe not.
They have.
Kind of like Detroit last year.
Yeah. I don't know. I trust the Yankees against all those AL teams besides maybe Toronto.
Toronto's gonna be the one, and Toronto's been doing a lot of shit talking. So I hope the Yankees have something.
Just shut them up.
When they play, if they play, of course they're gonna win that wild card round. But Houston's limping in, Red Sox are limping in. Seattle doesn't scare me. Seattle and Houston play each other this series this weekend. So that will kind of determine who gets the division.
Yeah.
They're tied, so that would be a big series. And then Boston and Toronto play. So that could maybe give the Yankees are probably cheering for the Red Sox. That could give the Yankees some real chance at the division,
Mhm.
or Boston might just fall in the playoffs. But anything else?
No, I think we've covered everything.
Yeah, we've covered everything. So thank you guys.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, different type of episode. But all right, we'll see you guys.
Yes, sir.
Sunday night, or
Sunday-
actually maybe Monday because the Giants play Sunday night. So
Yeah, we might have to do Tuesday because I'll be traveling. So, all right, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us on everything. See you guys later.